Alright everyone, so I've got my camera, my cell phone on a stabilizer, and I have it set so that I can view the direction that the camera is viewing. So hopefully you can see me in this and I'm pointing in the right direction. If not, and half my face is cut off, I apologize. So in prior videos, we've been on this subject about the main trail in having multiple trees blown over, pushed over, tree breaks that are exactly what everybody thinks a tree break is. Some of them have been just that, and I think we have another one up here, but I was stopped here. Want to get over and show you something. So, as you know, I come in here quite frequently. I recognize pretty much everything that's different on this trail, unless it's so subtle and small that I can't tell. Start from the beginning. Just as I enter the little offshoot road to where I can go about 35 yards, park the truck. As I enter that, another tree, 8 inches, deader than a stick, is over across the trail, smashed all up. Whatever, we've had some bad rainstorms, wind, noted. Go up about 35 feet, another hardwood stick across the road. I really got to figure out how to take the snapshots and put this together a little bit better. Really should be a little more responsible. So, I'm up on the trail, quarter mile, maybe close to 3/8 to a mile. And in front of me right here, I come across what a lot of people say are an X. It's in plain sight right off the side of the trail. The branches are broken from the trail going away to form an X. If that isn't enough, there is a track in the trail that appears to have 5 toes. It's smaller, but it could be a boot track. And I'm trying to figure out if it is a boot track. I just can't see the rest of the boot track. And this track, if it is a boot, if these 5 toes are a boot, then the individual had turned sideways in the trail, like he's going to walk right out into the swamp, not walking up or walking out. I'll show you, because I'm going to start back here and work my way to that area. Alright. The sun was shining right on it just a minute ago, and I've tried to hurry up. Now I have my other camera also filming this whole situation, and have explained that I am pulling out my stabilizer with my cell phone on to do a video, and my other camera is also running on this location. And looking out in the swamp, you can see where something decent size has gone out through there. So I'm going to try to really check this place out. Now, there is decent size impressions in the ground right here. Those are about the size of a bear track. Another impression there, but there's no definition to it. Alright. Okay, so you see this branch right here? Alright, this is the end of one of the trees from this X. I I don't see right off the bat any hair clumps on the trees. Of course, I have not looked very closely yet. The sun isn't shining on that track like it was. I was really hoping that was going to be like that, but it won't matter. You can see it plain as day. All right, so this is that piece of tree. That's what appears to look like hemlock or a spruce by the look of what's bark's left on it. There's a branch right here that seems to have gotten caught on the ground. That could be the culprit of why it snapped off, but all right. There it is. You get a picture of this. Hopefully that took a picture. X. I don't really follow that much, other than I hear it all the time and pay attention. And as you can see, this branch broke off from that, and I had a picture where I'll try to do it right now. You can, I know the two. I'm gonna snap this other branch. Well, at least I thought I was going to. All right. Well, either way. Sorry about that. All right, you can see that this fits. See how those two fit? I can't stick it with two hands on this camera, but you can tell it fits right on there, right? Okay. But it was over here. Now, I'm going to do a real quick test right now. I'm going to show you that that tree didn't, as small as this thing is, okay. So, as small as, lightweight as this piece of tree is, it didn't fall out of the sky. I mean, I'll bet all the funds I have in the bank right now that it did not fall out of the sky and snap in half. No way. It's too light of a tree, yet still too strong. Now the end of it, interesting enough, that could have been from me. Yeah, right, I just stabbed it into the ground, right, to try to break the branch off. So, but it doesn't look like this is super fresh. This is the end of the tree. So if it was freshly broken fell, then this would be as fresh as that over there. And it's not. You can tell that right there is way more fresh than that right there. All right. So we have this X. Hopefully I do not forget to do the test. So let's just do the test right now. I want to show you. I'm going to take this other piece, this piece right here, which is about where it broke, but right here, I'm going to put it across something. I'm going to step on it and show you that it didn't just fall apart. Where can we do this? Right over here. All right. Okay. About that right there. Okay. So here's our tree. This is where it broke. This is that branch I just tried to snap off, but it kind of got away from me. I'm gonna break that off. Okay. Look at the color. Okay, it's not super white like a brand new fresh tree that has life to it. This is the break. Okay. I'm gonna set it right here. I'm gonna break it. Now, with all my clothes on, I'm about 170, 175 pounds, soaking wet. Okay, and you can see with my, like I said, with all my clothes on and everything I got on me, probably 170, 175 pounds, and it took almost all of my weight. I felt it, okay? So I would say 160 pounds of force is what broke that. That stick over there, that stick over there isn't heavy enough to fall out of the tree, hit the ground, and snap on its own. So something broke that stick, whether it was stepped on, most likely stepped on, but however it got broken, I have no idea. But let's look at the trackway through here. So let's say, which, I mean, I have, what was it, last week, in the middle of the week, there was, looked like one person may have come up in here with either a tinier lady or a younger child that was outside of me bringing my daughter up here, because I know what her tracks look like, her boots. All right, so here's the trail. So we're walking up the trail and say we're coming in camping, and it's easy to see this footpath. Hey, okay, you are not going to go over here and walk around this. All right, it's easy to see that you are going to take the regular path that you can see goes right out through there. So you would walk right here, boom, 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 and then you would head right on. You see how the roots are all wore off. This is where people walk up and over. Very few people, I will say. Very few people. In the spring, there's a lot of diehards that have come up here a long time, and they like to come up here and catch brook trout. They come up here in the fall as well, and now and then through the summer. When the bugs aren't bad, people like to come up here in the fall and go for walks. But you this place isn't like very publicized. So, all right. I've covered that branch, the strength of that branch. I am observing the immediate area right here. I do notice that the ground is very matted right here compared to the leaf litter that's here has not been compressed. That is very compressed right in there. Not to say that somebody could not have walked right over that, and that's a good possibility. Maybe that is what happened. Cover the other tree. We'll get to the track. This is what I'm hoping for. There's another ray of light coming across, and I'm hoping it's going to shine on that, what I feel may be a track. So, right past this little young hemlock tree is the bud end of our second tree that is formed in X. Okay, and here it is. Now it has been broken in two spots. What is very strange to me is that it appears to me that unless that was literally drove into the ground with such force that it indented the ground, that this appears to me And I'm just going to go ahead and say it, just because I know enough to know that what's underneath of that log is old. So this tree has been here. No doubt about it. That's not, this one has been here. How did the other one get underneath of it? Isn't that strange? Now, I would have presumed that this one right here would have been on top of it. Because you can tell that where this one lay is a whole different program. There's leaf litter underneath of it. There's a fresh stick underneath of it. Look at this thing, you know. I mean, and granted, when we just got like 6-8 inches of rain in hours. Well, I mean, a little exaggeration. In 2 weeks, probably at least 6 inches of rain. And I will tell you that our road almost flooded out again. We had the fire department and the town and police down around the corner from my house. Was it last night or the night before last? When we got this thunderstorm that just was a perpetual downpour for 3-4 hours, and then finished off with a long lanky thunderstorm that just went like a train over top of us. And everybody's yards were ponds, and water was coming over the road, and they had the front end loader trying to get the water out of the road. Something else. So looks like our ray of sun is going away from our possible track. All right, here we go. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see nothing behind that that looks like an impression in the shape of a foot. But I don't see nothing over here that looks like the impression of a boot. All right. I'm gonna have to go back and look at the some older videos. You know, I'm like way back in the front of where I go. Like, I'm usually just walk right on through here and head in about a mile before I get going on to researching for the most part. I mean, I do have areas around here on both sides, back off a mile each side of this, that I, you know very well and have researched. But I don't know if this right here is new. I don't think that is. I think that's been there. I have some videos of me walking right in here. I'm gonna have to go back and check. All right. Well, you know, what do you think? This video ends up being 17 minutes long. I meant for it to be 5 minutes so I could just show you this. But I'm also trying to be careful not to overlook something that's important. I guess just to top this off, seeing how it's as long as it is, let's just check the surrounding area for sign, other track of something passing through. We have the sun shining at an angle through the trees that is favorable to spot hare, right? So as you look out through here, you can see every glistening cobweb in a piece of hair would stand out rather well. As the sun gets higher, it becomes a little tougher to see that. Late in the afternoon, again, sun right in your face, shining right across. You can pick out the glistening of them cobwebs, and you surely would probably see hair much easier. I can see cobwebs all over through there, sparkling. I don't know if you can see it through this camera phone. So, I've already been, before I even fired up the camera, I was looking up in the tops of all the larger trees. Aim down and show you one more time where that track was. It almost looks like, golly, if I hung out here for another 10-15 minutes, this ray of sun is working its way across, and it's going to be right on that here in just a second again. But I already have some nice pictures of it. Alright. So, alright, there's the track. And there's no impressions here. But, alright. I gotta tell you, I have to be careful right here because I know that this is somewhat of a sinkhole. I know the water goes down in through there. And I also notice, why are all these rocks here like this? Where this sinkhole is, are they just settling over time? Or are people like throwing them rocks in here to try to stop the water from going down? I wonder if beavers push them big old rocks over here to stop the water from going down. You can see where it's going right underneath the rock right there. And this is where something went out through here. Oh, I'm not after you, frogs. Soon my youngest daughter is going to be 10, 12 years old, and I want to go out, spend a week with Sierra. Haley and Alexa. Dad's gonna head for the woods for a week, never come out. I could spend a month up here. I could come up here. I would come up here in the spring. Probably never come out of here. Not if I had my choice. I wonder if you would get sick of it. I guess you would, right? After a while, you'd be just like, oh man, give me a break. How about a bed, hot shower, and a meal? Down to the local restaurant, have a cup of coffee, shoot the shit with the boys. Oh God, such a hermit. Alright, well. Oh, that felt really well in the forehead. Okay. Well, I want to thank everybody for hanging in there for 26 minutes. Headed for 27. I don't know if that's a track or not. It's not castable. It's very symmetrical. It'd be tiny. The arc across the top of the toes is suspect. To me, it's got boot track row all over it. But what if I'm wrong? Then what the heck kind of track is that? That would have 5 toes? Well, we'll leave it at that. It's the Sasquatch Wizard Adirondacks. Research Area 2 in the southern Adirondack Mountains. Waving my magic wand. Have a good day, everybody.